Hello everyone. Welcome to the course on Infant and Toddler Early Development Guidance. I'm your teacher, Li Wendy. Hello, students. Today, we will focus on cognitive development in infants aged 7 to 12 months. This is a critical period for infants transitioning from passive perception to active exploration. They begin to understand object permanence, cause and effect, and learn to solve problems through actions. The course will revolve around 3 core aspects. What are the typical manifestations of cognitive development from 7 to 12 months? How can we promote cognitive enlightenment through scientific support? What common misconceptions need attention in caregiving? 7 to 12 months is the golden window for infant cognitive development. They are no longer satisfied with just looking and listening, but actively explore the world through actions like grasping, banging, searching, gradually understanding core concepts like object permanence and cause and effect. Cognitive development at this stage can be divided into 2 main dimensions. First, core concept formation. Understanding out of sight is not equal to gone. Object permanence, 7 to 9 months. Infants begin to understand that a toy hidden under a cloth still exists. When you cover a toy with a towel, infants before 7 months might simply give up. But after 7 months, they will actively lift the towel to retrieve it. This is a major cognitive breakthrough. Key point: this is the foundation for future memory and problem-solving abilities, indicating that infants begin to store information about objects in their brains. Cause and effect, 10 to 12 months. Infants discover that actions produce results. For example, shaking a rattle makes sound. Pressing a button turns on a light. Pushing a ball makes it roll. They will repeatedly try the same action, such as continuously hitting a noise-making toy. Understanding causal relationships through trial and error. Second, attention and memory, from brief attention to intentional observation. Increased attention span, 7 to 9-month-old infants can focus on observing a toy for about 1 to 2 minutes. Previously, it might have been only seconds. At 10 to 12 months, if the toy is interesting enough, for example, a moving puppet, the attention span can extend to 3 to 5 minutes. Improved memory can remember the location of familiar items, such as frequently played blocks are in the drawer. Even remember simple event sequences, such as first open the box, then take out the biscuit. Cognitive development is not about teaching knowledge, but rather through rich sensory experiences, problem scenarios, and interactive play, allowing infants to learn by doing. The core principles are: provide an explorable environment, respond to exploratory behaviors, connect with life experiences. First, provide manipulable exploratory materials, tactile and motor exploration. Provide items of different textures, such as soft cloth balls, wooden blocks, silicone spoons. Let infants grasp, pinch, pat. Feel the differences between hard, soft, rough, smooth, stimulating touch and spatial cognition. Functional toys. Choose toys that allow interaction, such as toys that make sounds when a button is pressed, nesting boxes that can be opened, wheeled cars. Infants discover the link between action-result through manipulation. For example, press button, music plays, clap, hands happily. Second, design problem scenarios to guide thinking. Hide and seek game, 7 to 9 months. Cover a toy with a towel or cup. Encourage the infant to lift it and find the toy themselves. Progressively increase difficulty from fully covered to partially hidden. Use verbal prompts during the process. Where did the toy go? Sweetie, look for it too. reinforcing the understanding of object permanence. Cause and effect exploration, 10 to 12 months. Provide cause-effect chain toys, such as pulling a string to move a doll, turning a gear to rotate a disc. Let the infant observe what I did, what happened, and encourage repeated attempts. For example, you pulled the string. The puppy came running. Try pulling it again. Third, integrate cognition into daily life. Pointing and naming, explain using concrete objects during daily activities. For example, during meals, say, "This is a spoon." For scooping food too, "The apple is red, take a bite, it's sweet too." Helping infants associate words with objects. Simple sorting, infants around 12 months can attempt basic sorting, such as putting blocks and cloth dolls in separate places. Adults can demonstrate putting the same things together. Cultivating the logical thinking. Common misconceptions and guidance suggestions. First, 3 major misconceptions to avoid. Overhelping, immediately handing a toy to an infant who can't reach it. Deprives them of the opportunity to try to solve the problem. For example, if reaching for a distant ball while on their tummy, encourage them to adjust their posture themselves to get it. Single stimulus, only providing electronic screens, for example, early education videos, or large toys, for example, pull-along toys. Neglecting the tactile and fine motor practice offered by small items, for example, blocks, cloth books. Rushing for results, demanding that a 9-month-old must understand cause and effect, or that a 12-month-old must follow instructions to complete complex tasks. Cognitive development has individual differences. Protecting exploratory interest is more important than learning skills. Second, caregiving tips. Safety first, remove small parts, prevent choking, sharp corners, prevent bumps from the exploration area. Provide toys made of mouth-safe materials, for example, food-grade silicone. Patient response, when an infant cries in frustration from not reaching a toy. First observe if assistance is needed, such as moving the toy slightly closer, rather than directly doing it for them. When they successfully get the toy, encourage with exaggerated expressions. "You got it yourself. So great." Students, 7 to 12 months is the sowing season for infant cognitive development. They actively construct their understanding of the world through grasping, touching, looking, trying. From discovering object existence to exploring causal relationships. Each step is a cornerstone for future learning abilities. Our support is not about instilling knowledge, but about creating a rich exploratory environment, responding to every curiosity, and protecting the enthusiasm for active learning. Remember, core is active exploration. Provide manipulable toys and a safe space for trial and error. Key is connecting to life. Integrate cognition into daily interactions, pointing, naming, sorting. Respect individual pace. The timing of cognitive awakening differs for each infant. Patiently wait for their unique pace. Next time, we will further explore the key points of emotional and social support and development for infants aged 7 to 12 months.